Hello everyone, my name is Hana Sharma and today I am back with a new topic built-in functions in Python. So let's give the heading first. Built in sorry, built-in functions in Python. Okay, now select heading, okay, and then run. Now there are already built-in functions in Python such as print function. Uh, let's know more about the other functions. So first function is the ABS function. Absolute, if we want to take out the absolute value of a number, we use this function. Means if it is a minus number, it will give us the absolute value that will be the positive number. Like we have made a variable named A and then we write ABS. It's minus 76. So then if we print A, it will give us the result as 76, not minus 76. It removes the minus sign. And if I just copy the same code, paste it here, just suppose this variable is B, and if it's a floating point number, it will give us the same value like this without the minus sign. And if we try the same thing with the same thing with a positive number, it will give us the same number because it's already positive. So this is the absolute value of the number. Okay, now the second function is binary function. bin function, binary function. Okay, heading, binary function. So if we write any code like A is equals to 56, we are storing the number 56. So in the computer, it will not be stored in 56 as the number as it is. It will be stored in zeros and ones. That's called binary function. That the binary function gives the value that is stored in the computer, that is being stored. Like if we write over here bin and this like this, print A, we get the value as 111000. This is the binary value of this 56 number. Because and this is how it is stored in the computer, because 56 is not as it is stored in the computer. In the old times also, when coding was done, the codes were written in ones and zeros, but now we can write it in simple integers, and the computer converts it inside. In the machine, it's converted and then it is stored. Like if we just do this same over here, suppose this is C. So, with a decimal floating point number, it will give us a type error because float cannot be uh, hmm, converted in binary. Okay, so this was just an example. And if even if we try with the complex numbers, okay, over here, if this was 5 plus 6j, it will give us a type error that complex numbers cannot be changed in binary. Okay, So just only integers can be converted. Now the third function is bytes function. We have bits and we have bytes. Bits are small and bytes are bigger. So to convert a number in bytes, we use the bytes function, and w, we will make w as a variable and then write bytes function, use the bytes function with 23, print w, enter. So this is the bytes for 23, the byte for 23 number, and then if we write 2, this will be bytes for 2, the number 2. So let it be 20, it will be this much. Okay, and this is how the byte function works. And if we try the same with the floating point number, it will give us a type error. So this cannot be made. We cannot convert 2.3, a floating point number, in bytes. And if we try the same with a complex number, it will give us a type error that complex number also cannot be converted into bytes. This is how the bytes function works. Now there is a complex function. A complex function. So let's make s as our variable, and uh, there is a number. If we want to convert for 4 and 5 in complex, to make 4 and 5 a complex number, so we will use the complex function. The complex and then complex function, and then write 4 comma 5, and then print s. We'll get the value as 4 plus 5j. And if we just copy the same code and do this with a floating point number, it will give us the result. Like if we change, so it will give us the result at 4.5 plus 0, uh, because we have not written another number. If we write 5.6, it will give us the value as 4.5 plus 5.6. And if we do it same as with the x, if we give just one number, like we will get 4 or maybe 2, and then print x, it will give us 2.0, means 2 plus 0j. And if we just add over here x, means y, and then over here if we give 2 comma 0, it will give us the same value. Or maybe we can write 7 comma 0, give us the value. If we write 0 at the back or not, it do not mind that the 0 will not come, because we have already seen that it will come if we have not written anything. And this is an integer number that's used to make a complex number. Or we can use a floating point number also to make an complex number. And if we try this with a complex number, it will give us the same value. I will try complex number. We will try with the complex number. Okay, now print C. So it will give us the same value because this is already a complex number. Now we have a character function. Character function is used to define characters, like if we want, if we write the number 97, it will give us the character A, the small a. So from 97, it starts from the small a and then begins. So if we write like e, a variable, and then write character chr, and then if we write let's suppose we write 97 on no print e, we've got the small a as the character. On the number 97, we have got the character a. So if we just do the same, just use give the character 7. So there is nothing on the character 7. It can be fine. And if we give 1, it can be fine. So if we give like suppose 5, it'll give, it will it can be found. So if we give it the value 50, it will give us the character 2, because on the number 50 the character 2 is represented by, and like make the function d, variable d, and then want to see the character on number 9, and then print d, we will get nothing, means this is the space, this is the space. And then if we try it with, if we just put it like this, you can see there is a space between it. So this is the space. And if we try this with 10, no, this was the tab that we use, that's mentioned in the keyboard, and this is the space. Because if we put click tab, it will go like that, and if we put space, it will go like this. Okay, so these are the character functions. This is how the character functions works. Now there is an important function, float float function. Okay, so if we want to convert any number, means an integer, into a floating point number, we use the float function. Like if we make the variable v and use the float function, like it's 23, if you suppose, then print v. So it will give us the value as 23.0. And if we already, if the number already is in a floating point, if the number is already in a floating point type, so it will just give us the same value as we have seen in the complex function over here. Now if we just try this with the complex function, means a complex number, So then we will write print h. It will give us a type error that complex number cannot be converted into a floating point number. So let's, okay. Now there is an function, int function, integer function that makes a floating point number integer, an integer. So if we put the make the variable r, and we use the int function 2.34. So if we print r, it will give us value as 2, because this is the integer number and this is the decimal number. So we have got the answer. Now let's try this with a complex number. So if we write plus 3, it will give us a type error that it cannot be converted, means the complex number cannot be converted into integer. Okay, and if we just write use int function with 9, it will give us the same value because 9 is already an integer. There is a function called string function, str function. It is used to convert integers, floating point numbers, complex numbers into a string. So if I want to convert uh, if I want to convert, suppose 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is a random number, and I want to convert this into a string. So I will write string and then the number. I will use the string function and then L. And to know the type, if it has converted into a string or not, we will just see the type also after it is converted. So here we have the number, and over here we have the class string. It has been converted into a string, and now it's no more an integer. So if we try the same with the floating point number, okay, so it can convert floating point number also in a string, and we will do the same with the I'll do the same with the complex number, a big complex number we have. Suppose this is a complex number, so the class is string, so it can convert an integer, floating point number, uh, and a complex number into a string. Okay, so there is one more function that if you don't know that what is a string function and what is a float function, and you don't know what is a print function or a int function, so we use this function called help function. This helps you understand the functions. So what you have to do is to just write help, then in it, if you don't know float function or int function, maybe int, and then you execute it, you'll get the documentation on the int function, that with what it is used, with what it is not used, everything is mentioned in it. And if we take this one more example for this, maybe if you don't know the print function, how the print function works, this is documentation, this much only. Okay, now there is one very important function, input function. Input, this is used to take the input from the user. Okay, so if we make a variable named d or n, so and if we write input, sorry, it's input, not input, it's input. So now if I write enter your name, a perfect format with colons, and then print n, then it will show you enter your name. So if I write Ahana Ahana Sharma, the full name, so it will come Ahana Sharma. Now if we just want to do like this, and if we want it to say hello, so hello, comma, you have to put you have to put the hello in inverted commas. Okay, now enter your name again, so Ahana Sharma, enter, so it's written hello Ahana Sharma. Okay, so if we write n, then if we want to write something else after Ahana Sharma, we will just use, like if I want to write this, and then if I want to write, so it will it is written hello Hana Sharma, then the sign, exclamatory sign. So if I want to ask something else, like input, enter your age, then print, then I want it to print your age is, then comma, n, we have made m, and then full stop sign I want. So my age is 11, and enter. So your age is 11. Now if you want to combine these two, like the input, the enter your name, and the input enter your age together, so I will just copy this and paste, then copy this and then paste. Okay, now it will ask us, then we will write Ahana Sharma, then enter your age. So 11. And if I execute this, so I've got the output, hello Ahana Sharma, your age is 11. Okay, I want to try something like, no, it will not. Sorry. Like if we copy and then paste and then this, it already has. Okay. Come on. Okay. Now, then I will just comma. Okay. Paste. Now, if we just remove this, write 1. So over here we write plus. And then if we just n, it will give us a type error. It will not go. So we cannot do. This shows that uh, we cannot get the input. We cannot write the code or the input in one variable. We have to use different variables to write different codes for the input and to get the input. So I will just control slash it and then good. So this is how the input function works. So today we have learned about the built-in functions in Python. That's a- ABS function, binary function, bytes function, complex function, character function, float function, integer function, string function, help function, and input function. Thank you. Let me get another topic for you.